At kahit na ilang taon pa bago magka-internet, well, we're in the 1980s right now. In case you did not know, babasa pa rin kami ng mga posts mula sa aming website na galing sa inyo.
We start out with a very important comment from Snickers. Hi guys! Concern lang po sa nangyari sa ating bansa. Sana po makatulong naman ang buong e-game officials kasama ng mga players sa pagtulong sa mga nasalanta ng bagyong Ondoy. Kung di material and bagay, please pray for them. Hi nga pala sa Guild ng Saints and Supremacy. And last, hi Corin. We at MOG TV are deeply saddened by the tragic calamity that struck our country, and we urge everyone to do what they can para matulungan naman natin yung mga nasalanta ng bagyong Ondoy.
At maging MOG TV ay hindi nakaligtas sa bagyong Ondoy dahil to our writer, producers at pati ang aming head editor ay nabiktima ni Ondoy. Actually sa mga bahay nila, lagpas tao na daw ang baha. Pero siyempre, kudos pa rin sa inyo dahil nabuo pa rin nila ang nakaraang episode.
Since na-mention mo na rin ang ating proud partner na e-games, I know for a fact na they already started participating sa relief operations in Tanay Rizal. And I know that they're doing everything that they can to help out our kababayans.
Kaya para sa kahit anong tulong na inyong maibabahagi sa ating mga kababayan, makipag-ugnayan, mag-coordinate sa inyong local government organizations sa inyong area.
Back in the mid to late 80s, wala pa ng mga internet cafes and lalong-lalo nang wala pa mga first-person shooter games. Pero sa maniwala ka o hindi, rinig na ang buratatatat ng mga baril sa isang di makalimutang run-and-gun game called Contra. For 5 pesos an hour, Filipino kids from that time could take their trigger-happy personas into this game and try to save the world from the evil alien Red Falcon at their favorite family computer shop. Now, if you think na since luma na itong game na to, ibig sabihin ay madali lang to tapusin, think again. It's been called one of the toughest games of all time by many gaming authorities. Forget about life bars or health meters because there are none. Mahagip ka lang ng isang bala, dapa ka na agad. So there's barely room for any mistake. Luckily, there are several power-ups that can be found in-game, but the only one worth getting is the spread. The almighty spread gun can handle any situation from typical crowd control to the unavoidable boss battles. And it is the weapon of choice of people who do speedruns or those who try to beat the game in the fastest time. Pagdating naman sa bosses, most of them have a weak spot. Take this armed fortress at the end of stage 1, ignore other enemies, and concentrate your firepower on the weak spot, and you might just make it to the next stage. Get through the hangar stage and you'll literally end up at the heart of the game, Red Falcon. Dispose of the creepy crawlies that spawn from the 4 nests, and you can take your sweet time in blasting the alien's evil heart. Try to memorize the enemy's patterns, but expect to die several times on each new stage. There was a reason why the Konami code was invented, and this game is probably it. I'm pretty sure there are still some game compilation DVDs and CDs out there with this title, so I suggest you guys check it out because you won't regret it.
So this week on Limalafit, we shamefully bring to you the 5 game peripherals that should have never seen the light of day. At number 5, the not-so-handy Handy Boy. There's a Game Boy in there somewhere. The Handy Boy is supposed to make the Game Boy experience much more fun, but all it gave me were Arnold Schwarzenegger's biceps.
At number 4, the schizophrenic Alpha Grip AG5. Why get a separate keyboard and gamepad when you can have the Alpha Grip AG5? Sounds neat, right? But when you're playing with this abomination, I seriously doubt you'd be able to type or play anything. It's a good paperweight though.
Somebody was a bit out of his mind when he came up with number 3, the Mind Link. Play a game using the power of your mind with Mind Link. Okay, so you'll actually be using your eyebrows instead of your mind. Now, can you imagine yourself playing for hours using your eyebrows? Aside from a major headache, you'll also look stupid.
And some folks got robbed with our number 2 pick, the ROB. It unnecessarily takes up space, does nothing useful, and has only 2 games made for it. If you think that's not bad at all, Robotic Operating Buddy is also synonymous for I have no friends.
And ladies and gentlemen, ang pinaka-walang kwentang gaming peripheral, a Power Glove. If you've always wanted to play Mario in Nightmare mode, just slip on to the Power Glove. Writing a novel with your ears is easier than making this piece of crap work. At kung masochist ka, malamang ito ang sasabihin mo.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Hi, that definitely ruins the 80s for me. Tara Sam, lipat na tayo ng 90s.
Okie dokie, medyo lost ang partner ko kasi naka-90s na tayo.
Oh, welcome to the wonderful world of console culture.
Hello, I'm the expert voice of Generation X pop culture and iconic studies.
Up first is the Sega. 6 versions of the Sega were released within the decade.
With the mascot and #1 game, Sonic the Hedgehog. Nintendo came out with different consoles, and this defined what the 20-somethings out there referred to as Console of the Wonder Years. And from it, the greatest icon of all video game world rose to stardom.
Super Mario Brothers. Here is the tribute. It was a great run. The portable Game Boy took over the streets, and the expensive Game Gear could not compete.
Then came the console that took console games to the next level, the Sony PlayStation.
Which, coupled with the rise of the PC, split the gaming world in two.
For the FPS games, the 90s offered Doom. It was the first graphically violent game and created wonderful lobbies for the moms out there looking to get a...
Sam, please. I prefer Wolfenstein and its World War II fantasy theme for FPS icon history.
To that I will say Tetris. No other game was as iconic and sublime.
You missed mentioning the sport games, Madden, NHL, FIFA, and the most trend-evolving sport games, NBA Live. These lived on and shall outlive every other game through the rehashing of game developers for all eternity.
And then the craziest leap ever from 2 to 3D with the graphics that paved the way for modern gamery. PlayStation's Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, I do agree. Honorable mention goes to Legend of Zelda and Metal Gear Solid.
If you must mention that, then you must give the same salute to Resident Evil and Lara Croft of RPG puzzle and action.
I agree. So let us end this with the game categorized as real-time strategy.
Game about life for those without one. Sims. And that was the best of the best Generation X had to offer, given in available time.
Let us do the tribute.
Mga kapatid, join us for the 5th Comic-Con 2009 happening at the SM Mega Trade Hall 1, 5th level of SM Mega Mall on October 18, 2009.
And Sam, ang dami palang activities dito, and you don't want to miss the awarding ceremony of the 2nd Comic-Con Award.
Oh, what are you waiting for? Punta na sa Comic-Con ngayong linggo.
See ya!